Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there lived a kind and gentle princess named Rose. She was known throughout the land for her raven black hair that flowed like a waterfall and her eyes that sparkled like the brightest stars in the night sky. Princess Rose had a heart as pure as gold, and she cared deeply for every creature, plant, and person in her kingdom. The realm of Floralia was a land of lush meadows, vibrant forests, and sparkling rivers. But one year, something terrible happened. The skies turned gray, the rivers ran dry, and the once flourishing flora began to wither and die. The kingdom was gripped by a devastating drought, and the people were losing hope. Even the birds stopped singing their melodic tunes. One sleepless night, as Princess Rose lay in her grand canopy bed, she prayed for a miracle to save her beloved kingdom. A soft, mysterious light began to glow from her window, compelling her to follow it. She tiptoed out of her room, careful not to wake anyone, and followed the light down the winding corridors of the castle. The light led her to the ancient library, a place filled with countless books, scrolls, and secrets. Rose had always loved the library, but she had never seen it glow like this before. As she walked in, the light guided her to a hidden corner where a dusty old scroll was tucked away. With trembling hands, Princess Rose unrolled the scroll. It shimmered with magical symbols and illustrations of the four elements: earth, water, fire, and air. At the bottom of the scroll was an inscription: "He who possesses this scroll gains the power to control the elements. Use this gift wisely." Rose's heart skipped a beat. Could this be the miracle she had prayed for? She knew she had to master these powers to save her realm, but controlling the elements was no small feat. She would need guidance. The next morning, Princess Rose sought the wisdom of the castle's oldest wizard, Merlin. With a long gray beard and eyes that twinkled with ancient knowledge, Merlin listened to her story and studied the scroll. "Ah, Princess Rose," he said with a knowing smile, "you have been chosen by the elements themselves. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility." Merlin agreed to train Rose in the ways of elemental magic. They began with earth, the foundation of all life. In the castle gardens, Merlin taught Rose how to feel the heartbeat of the earth beneath her feet. She learned to coax plants to grow and flowers to bloom with the touch of her hand. Soon the castle gardens were a riot of color, but the rest of the kingdom still remained parched. Next, they moved on to water, the essence of life. Merlin led Rose to the dry riverbed that once flowed through Floralia. He taught her the art of calling water from deep within the earth and the skies above. With practice, Rose could summon gentle rains and create streams that danced through the land. The rivers began to fill, though much of the kingdom still thirsted for more. For fire, the most dangerous of the elements, Merlin took Rose to a secluded cave. There, she learned to control flames with precision, using them to warm the cold and light the dark without causing destruction. Fire could be a friend or a foe, and Rose learned to respect its power. Finally, they faced air, the element of freedom and movement. On a windy hilltop, Merlin showed Rose how to harness the winds to carry seeds and pollen across the land. She learned to whisper to the breezes, asking them to bring clouds and rain to the parched fields. The skies began to change, but the drought still held on. With all four elements at her command, Princess Rose knew it was time to unite their powers. She climbed to the highest tower of the castle, where she could see the entire kingdom spread out before her. Closing her eyes, she focused on the scroll's magic and called upon the elements to work together. The earth trembled as new plants began to sprout and grow. Rivers and streams gushed with fresh water, and rain clouds gathered in the sky. A gentle breeze carried the seeds of new life across the land, and the warmth of the sun nurtured the returning greenery. The people of Floralia watched in awe as their world began to transform. Fields of golden wheat waved in the wind, flowers of every color blossomed, and the rivers sparkled like liquid jewels. The birds returned, filling the air with their joyful songs. Princess Rose stood tall on the tower, her heart swelling with pride and gratitude. She had saved her kingdom, but more importantly, she had learned the true meaning of harmony and balance. The elements were not just forces to be controlled, they were gifts to be cherished and respected. Word of Rose's incredible feat spread far and wide, and the kingdom of Floralia flourished like never before. The people celebrated with grand feasts, dances, and songs, honoring their beloved princess and the magical scroll that had brought life back to their land. Princess Rose continued to use her powers to keep the balance of the elements, ensuring that Floralia remained a paradise for generations to come. She also shared her wisdom with others, teaching them to live in harmony with nature and to appreciate the magic that existed all around them. And so Princess Rose and the kingdom of Floralia lived happily ever after, forever grateful for the magic that had saved them and the lessons they had learned. The magical scroll was placed in a special chamber in the castle, a reminder of the incredible journey and the power of love, courage, and harmony. As the years passed, children would gather around the fire, listening to the story of Princess Rose and her magical scroll. They dreamed of adventures and the wonders of the elements, knowing that with a pure heart and a brave spirit, anything was possible. And every night, as the stars twinkled in the sky and the gentle breeze whispered through the trees, the people of Floralia would remember the princess who had brought life and hope back to their land. The end.